So dear students, back again with this new lecture series on electrostatics. Electrostatics is a very important part of the class 12 syllabus in most of the boards. So when we speak of electrostatics, let me first talk about what this chapter is. Like electrostatics is, so it is nothing but it is, we can say, the study of charges at rest. So in this particular chapter we are studying about what charge is, basically what is the property of charge, but we do not consider the property of charge which happens when a charge is in movement. So you might be knowing about electric current. Now electric current is nothing but that property of charge which is created by the motion of charge. But in this chapter we are going to study about what a charge is, what it creates around it, and how it interacts with other charges. That is also a part, how it interacts with other charges. So we are not going to study current, but interaction of charges and property of charges. So let us first define what a charge is. So charge is that property of matter, So I must say charge is also a property of matter only, that is substances, by virtue of which it either attracts or repels another charged matter. So simply it is that property by virtue of which one charged particle, you can say, attracts or repels another charged particle. Now the question is, it's a very indirect definition, but we cannot define any better. It's just some property. Like for example, matter contains colors, white color, blue color. So what is that property, color, which affects our eyes? Similarly, charge is that property through which one charged particle can either attract another charged particle or it can repel. So basically we have two kinds of charges, and this all is very basic content. So two kinds, one is positive charge and another that you call as negative charge. Now positive and negative here does not mean more or less, because normally when we talk of positive and negative we mean more or less, but here this is not what is the meaning, it is the kind of charge. So one kind of charge is positive, another kind of charge is negative. So what is fundamentally responsible for a positive charge? We can say that is a proton, which is fundamentally responsible for a positive charge, and electron is responsible for negative charge. So right now, these days, we have the common knowledge that one atom contains electrons and protons. Protons are a part of the nucleus or the center of that atom, and that the cloud of charges around that nucleus is what we call as electrons. So electrons, we say, they are moving around the nucleus in certain paths. That becomes the subject matter of quantum physics. But electrons possess negative charge and protons possess positive charge. There are other particles in an atom also which are called as neutrons. Now these are the fundamental particles containing any charge. So this is the fundamental charge also. When I am saying charge on an electron, so charge on an electron is E, and in particular minus E we say, because we consider electron as negative charge. So it means the value of E is 1.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 19 coulomb. So charge on one electron is nothing but minus 1.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 19 coulomb, and therefore when we talk of the charge on a proton, so that is plus E. So that is plus 1.6 into 10 raised to the power 19 coulomb. This is the charge on a proton. So one electron has the same charge as a proton but opposite to it. So that is why we will say two electrons repel each other and two protons also repel each other, but an electron and a proton attract each other because they are opposite in nature. So a charged particle like electron will repel another electron but attract a proton, and neutron are the uncharged particles which are also part of the nucleus. Now the question is, when we speak of charge, what are the two important properties of charges? So one I have already said, like, but this is not the property which I am going to talk. दो basic property होती हैं charges की. So this is like conservation of charge. So I am going rather speedily, so we do not waste any time. This is my policy to go in a speedy manner so that you can come to the problem solving part. So I will not take a lot of time in explaining these concepts. And the second is quantization of charge. और क्योंकि ये आपका एक रिकॉर्डेड वीडियो है, इसलिए आप इसको बार बार आके भी देख सकते हो अगर कोई प्रॉब्लम है, बट लेट मी गो रादर स्पीडीली. देखिए, कंजर्वेशन ऑफ चार्ज इज सेल्फ एक्सप्लेनेटरी. सो you can note down if you want. I am not going to write on the board. The total charge of an isolated system is conserved. Total charge of an isolated system is conserved. For example, this is a room into which no matter can enter from anywhere. It's closed room, isolated system. So if let us say there is charge of coulomb. So by now you know that I have written C. So coulomb is the unit of charge. So now for example, if I say that 1 coulomb is the total charge in this room, so the charge will remain as 1 coulomb unless some charge comes from outside. So we can say the total charge of the universe is conserved. So we cannot create or destroy charges. We cannot create or destroy charges. This is the property of conservation of charge. I will discuss a few things about it later on, but you understand for now that total charge is conserved of an isolated. You cannot create or destroy charges. Now second property is quantization of charge. So charge on any object, for example, this is a substance. Now these are fundamental charged particles. This is a charged substance. So 1 minute later I will also speak of what a charged substance is and how you charge something. कैसे हम charge करेंगे और charged substance कब होता है उसकी बात बाद में करेंगे. बट मान लेते हैं इसके ऊपर कुछ charge है which we call as Q. Then quantization of charge means that Q is equal to plus or minus of any. So we say charge is an integral multiple of a basic or fundamental charge. Charge is charge on a substance, I mean, is an integral multiple of a fundamental charge. That is, fundamental charge you already know is charge on an electron. So charge on a substance will be either plus or minus of n, where n is a number. So n cannot be like, for example, 1 by 2 or 0.5. It cannot be like this because the basic charge is electronic charge. So quantization simply means that either you can have a charge of let us say E or 2E or 3E or 1000E or minus 1000E, but I cannot have 3.5E because 0.5E charge is not possible, particularly in an isolated state. Plus या माइनस का 0.5, 0.3 ऐसा चार्ज नहीं हो सकता. आजकल साइंटिस्ट्स ने खोज की है क्वार्क्स की. अप क्वार्क, डाउन क्वार्क, क्वांटम फिजिक्स में जो इलेक्ट्रॉन से भी छोटे पार्टिकल हैं, बट they are never found in a free state. We cannot find them in universe. So still the basic charge is assumed to be the charge on an electron. So these two properties are very important. So you should note down these few things: what a charge is, what is the property of charge, and secondly, like what are the fundamental charged particles. Okay, now I would consider the fact how you charge a substance. So there is a difference between a substance and a particle, of course. Like I have, let us say, a charged particle called an electron or a proton. Now suppose this is a piece of matter. This is some matter. Now when do we say that it has a negative charge and when do we say it has a positive charge? This is a basic question. How do we charge it positively and how do we charge it negatively? इसको हम कैसे तो चार्ज करेंगे, कैसे पता लगेगा कि इसके ऊपर नेगेटिव चार्ज या पॉजिटिव चार्ज? सो देखिए, जो चार्जिंग होती है बेसिकली, particularly in solids, that is mostly happening in by way of removal or addition of electrons. So process of charging basically involves, we can say, either addition of electrons or removal of electrons. So you can either add electrons और रिमूव इलेक्ट्रॉन्स. आपका क्वेश्चन ये होना चाहिए कि हम प्रोटॉन्स क्यों नहीं ऐड कर सकते हैं किसी सब्सटेंस में. प्रोटॉन मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूँ बाउंड चार्ज होता है, तो आप जब इलेक्ट्रॉन रिमूव करते हो तो उससे पॉजिटिव आयंस बन जाते हैं, दैट इज करेक्ट. बट पॉजिटिव आयंस इन सॉलिड्स दे कैन नॉट इजीली मूव, दे आर फिक्स्ड टू द बेसिक सब्सटेंस. इलेक्ट्रॉन्स आर फ्री. सो दोज फ्री इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, particularly when I am speaking of conductors, जिसकी हम बाद में बात करेंगे, conductors have free electrons. So those free electrons, they can be transferred to one substance from another substance. So I can transfer electrons from this to this. Now if I add electrons, then what I am creating is negative charge. I am creating negative charge. So if I have to charge this matter negatively, then I will add electrons. And if I want to add it, charge it positively, then I will remove electrons, so it becomes positive charge. Positive charge means removal of electrons. So when you add electrons to this piece of matter, so let us say I am just transferring some electrons minus e to it, so then it will become negative. And if I am removing electrons from this, then it becomes positive. So one important thing, one small fact for competitive scenario, when you add electrons, mass also changes because electron has a mass. So sometimes this question appears that if you charge something, does its mass change? So many students say no, but actually it changes very slightly, because either when you remove electrons, then some mass is coming out. When you are adding electrons, then mass is coming in. So the mass will increase or decrease depending upon whether electrons are added or removed from this particular substance. So charging, of course, involves change in mass also. So the question is, how do you actually charge it? Like for example, I want to charge some piece of matter. How do I actually charge it? So there are three ways. That is charging by rubbing. So when I am charging something, so I can charge it by rubbing. और उससे जो चार्जिंग होती है उसको हम अक्सर, दिस हैज बीन कॉल्ड एज फ्रिक्शनल इलेक्ट्रिसिटी. फ्रिक्शनल इलेक्ट्रिसिटी. दूसरा होता है चार्जिंग बाय, नॉट बाय रबिंग बट चार्जिंग बाय कंडक्शन. कीवर्ड हियर इज conduction. It comes from the word conducting or conductors. So a conducting body, if it is there, then we can use this method. And third is by induction. Now induction means like you are bringing one charged substance near to another substance. You are bringing some charged substance near to another substance, and that becomes charged. But there are a few conditions for induction, so we'll talk about induction a bit later. But first we must understand what is the meaning of charging by rubbing. Suppose I am rubbing this substance, then by rubbing it is possible that this substance loses electrons to this black substance. So what will happen? This will become negative, this will become positive. So if I speak of the first thing, that is charging by rubbing, so there are a few examples of this which you can find in your books also. And that, what we call as charging by rubbing, it involves rubbing two substances. Rubbing two substances. So common example is glass rod is rubbed with wool. So one of them, like, and also glass rod is rubbed with silk, let us say, or ebonite rod is rubbed with wool. What happens is when you rub this glass rod with silk, silk will lose electron, as far as I remember. So if, like, let us say this is glass rod and you are rubbing with some cloth like silk, and glass rod loses electrons, so what will happen? Electrons will come here like this, and then this rod will become positively charged. How? Because electrons have been removed from this glass rod and transferred to this. So by rubbing, one substance can lose electrons, the other, because of the friction friction. When you rub it, friction means forces of attraction. So electrons are strongly attracted to this substance and they cling to that and it loses them, so it becomes positive, the other becomes negative. So it depends upon which has the stronger affinity for electrons. So when you rub wool with ebonite rod, then also one of them will become, don't exactly remember, you can see in books, one of them will become positive, other one will become negative. Again, the substance which has a stronger affinity for electrons will become negative charge and the other will become positive charge. So for now I am stopping this video and then I will continue with the properties of charge in electrostatics part 2. So continue watching. I have explained you charging by rubbing and I will continue it in the next video, the next two, that is by conduction and by induction. So see you in the next video because I want to keep the length of the videos short. Thank you.